Marvel has hidden entire storylines from the world, fully written, fully drawn, but locked away before anyone could read them. Some were too controversial, others clashed with editorial plans, and yet, years later, they slipped out. Sometimes resurfacing in obscure collections, sometimes leaking through fans, and sometimes revealed by the creators themselves. So, which secret Marvel stories were completed in silence? And how did they finally see the light of day? Here are 10 Marvel storylines finished in secret and leaked years later. At number 10, The Cat Issue 5, 1973. In 1973, Marvel abruptly canceled The Cat after just 4 issues. What fans didn't know was that issue 5 was already complete, fully penciled by trailblazing artist Ramona Fradon and likely inked and lettered. The story continued Greer Nelson's adventures, pitting her against villain Malachi Frost, but it never saw print. Marvel shelved it, later transforming Greer into Tigra and giant-sized creatures, leaving this chapter forgotten in the vault. For decades, no one outside Marvel saw a page, until 2011, when Back Issue magazine revealed several finished pages and a full synopsis. Fans finally glimpsed a dynamic, expressive cat in action, a rare artifact of one of Marvel's earliest female-led titles. Seeing it was bittersweet, proof of what could have been, and a reminder of how easily a hero's story can vanish. The Cat Issue 5 remains unpublished to this day, existing only through those leaked pages and the memory of what was almost hers. At number 9, Destroyers, 2011. In 2011, Marvel announced Destroyers, a 5-issue monster hunting epic by Fred Van Lente and Kyle Hotz. The Golden Age hero, the Destroyer, was set to lead a powerhouse squad, She-Hulk, The Thing, Beast, A-Bomb, and Carcass, against towering creatures across the globe. 2 full issues were penciled, likely inked, and most scripts were done. But before the first solicitation, Marvel abruptly canceled the series without explanation. It might have vanished entirely, except for a handful of unfinished pages that leaked from Hotz's portfolio, showing the team locked in battle with colossal beasts. Those glimpses turned the scrapped mini into a cult curiosity. Fans who'd seen the early promo art were frustrated, knowing 2 complete issues sat unseen in Marvel's vaults. Van Lente himself called the art great and wished it could be released. Destroyers remains unpublished, but those leaked pages keep it alive in fan circles. A lost Marvel adventure that proved too good to stay buried forever. At number 8, New Warriors 2020. In 2020, Marvel unveiled a bold New Warriors reboot, pairing classic members with a new generation of heroes. Among them were Snowflake and Safe Space, psychic twins meant to reclaim slurs, but the reveal ignited a storm of online backlash. Within weeks, the April launch was pulled. Behind the scenes, all 5 issues were planned. Written by Daniel Kibblesmith, illustrated and colored by Luciano Vecchio. Yet Marvel quietly erased it from schedules, removed pre-orders, and never gave an explanation. For years, the story stayed locked inside Marvel's vaults. Only scraps escaped. Promo art and concept designs, with unconfirmed claims of pages from the artist's portfolio. One character, B-Negative, slipped into continuity via a silent cameo, but the full series remains unseen. The leak of those few pages turned this canceled comic into an infamous what could have been. Finished in secret and shelved under controversy, New Warriors 2020 became one of Marvel's most talked about modern lost projects. At number 7 is The Prisoner, 1976. In 1976, Marvel set out to adapt the cult British TV series The Prisoner, with Steve Englehart writing and Jack Kirby returning to bring its surreal world to life. Kirby penciled 17 pages of the planned debut issue, some inked by Mike Royer, capturing the mysterious number 6 in his signature bold style. But creative differences and doubts about the project's commercial future led Marvel to cancel it before completion. For years, the pages were hidden, known only to insiders. Then, in the late 80s and 90s, the Jack Kirby Collector fanzine published several of them, and eventually scans of all 17 pages began circulating among collectors. In 2018, a Prisoner retrospective book was published, included a couple of pages with Marvel's permission. Fans treasure these leaked fragments, a rare glimpse of Kirby channeling the show's paranoia and intrigue. Unfinished and unpublished, The Prisoner remains one of Marvel's most captivating what-could-have-been stories, preserved only through those surviving pages. At number 6 is Marvel Super Special Issue 7. In 1978, Marvel completed a lavish, magazine-length adaptation of the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band film, scripted by David Anthony Kraft with art by George Perez and Jim Mooney. The 50-page comic was fully penciled, inked, and colored, ready for release. But when the movie bombed at the box office and critics tore it apart, Marvel pulled the issue from U.S. publication, fearing it would flop alongside the film. Rather than scrap it entirely, Marvel quietly licensed it overseas. It appeared in France in 1979 and possibly Japan, but American readers never saw it. For decades, it existed only in rumors, until original art pages surfaced at auctions, and scans of the French edition began circulating online. Fans who tracked it down were rewarded with Perez's stunning artwork, a visual gem tied to one of cinema's most notorious flops. What was once buried in embarrassment became a sought-after curiosity, its leaked foreign edition preserving a piece of Marvel history. At number 5 is Loose Cannons, 1994. Marvel UK, Earth 616 in 1993, Marvel UK produced Loose Cannons, a planned 4-issue, fully painted miniseries by Dan Abnett and Mark Harrison. Spinning out of Warheads, it followed the Virago Troupe, an all-female, dimension-hopping squad battling monsters across realities. The art was lush, cinematic, and reportedly finished when disaster struck. Marvel UK collapsed shortly before launch, shelving the series indefinitely. For 15 years, it was unseen, whispered about in fan circles. Then, in 2005, Harrison, and without formal Marvel approval, uploaded the entire series online for free. His reason was deeply personal. He wanted his late father, who died during production, to be honored by finally letting the world see the work. Fans embraced it instantly, praising its bold concept and 90s sci-fi energy. Though still never officially published, Loose Cannons became a cult favorite through that leak. A lost Marvel epic rescued by its own creator and shared exactly as it was completed in 1993. At number 4 is Teen Victor Von Doom, 2011. In 2011, Marvel planned a 4-issue miniseries titled Victor Von Doom, written by Nick Spencer with art by Becky Cloonan. The bold premise, a teenage Doctor Doom trapped in hell, blending dark sorcery with genius-level science in a battle for his soul. Issue 1 was scripted, with Cloonan's moody, manga-inspired art in progress and several pages already completed. But just weeks before release, Marvel abruptly canceled it. The overseeing editor had been laid off, and production issues halted the project. Though the comic never hit shelves, the story's outline and a few striking images escaped into the wild, leaked through promotional art, solicit text, and Cloonan's portfolio. Fans saw enough to imagine the full journey. Doom facing demons, haunted by his mother's fate, and shaping the ruthless man he'd become. The cancellation became a small heartbreak for Marvel readers. A glimpse of a darker, more intimate Doom tale that remains locked away, living only in leaks and fan speculation. At number 3 is the Invincible Ironheart. In 2023, Marvel had a bold plan, a 4-issue Ironheart mini timed perfectly with her Disney Plus debut. Riri Williams would clash with Sasha Hammer, the daughter of Justin Hammer, while wielding the mystical 10 rings, blending her cutting-edge armor with dangerous magic. The series was written, drawn, and ready to go. But when the Disney Plus show was delayed to 2025, Marvel pulled the plug. Fans only learned the truth when writer Stephanie Williams and artist Jim Toe shared unreleased covers, concept art, and glimpses of interior panels online. The leaks showed Riri in a stunning new suit, power surging from the 10 rings, and Sasha Hammer making her first appearance. The reaction was a mix of awe and heartbreak, excitement for the concept, and frustration that it was shelved for marketing reasons. For Ironheart fans, it became a bittersweet legend, a complete adventure they could see in pieces, but might never read in full. At number 2 is Barry Windsor Smith's graphic novel. After Ben Grimm's solo title ended, Windsor Smith crafted a deeply personal, street-level tale exploring the thing's humanity, relationships, and quiet struggles outside the superhero spotlight. Spanning 48 fully penciled, often inked and lettered pages, it was unlike anything Marvel had done. Intimate, emotional, and visually breathtaking. Planned as a standalone graphic novel, it vanished into limbo due to shifting priorities, remaining unseen for over 30 years. Then, in 2017, Windsor Smith himself allowed high-quality scans to surface online, The leak spread quickly, with fans and comic journalists hailing it as a lost masterpiece. For readers, it was a shock. Not a fragment, but a complete, untouched story exactly as Windsor Smith envisioned. It revealed a tender, vulnerable side of Ben Grimm rarely shown, cementing its place as one of Marvel's rare, fully finished works, rescued only by a creator's decision to share it. And it was never officially published by Marvel. At number 1 is Silver Surfer Lost Adventure. It is a 64-page graphic novel planned for 1998 to 1999, written by Jean-Marc Lofficier with art by José Ladrón. It would have united 3 eras of surfer history, linking Stan Lee and John Buscema's Silver Surfer issue 6, the Lee Kirby graphic novel, and Lee Mobius's Parable. The story teamed the Surfer with Doctor Strange and Iron Man against a cosmic tyrant called the Overlord. The full script was completed, with 7 pages penciled and 4 fully painted, but Marvel shelved it before release due to a contractual dispute in 1999. For years, it existed only as a rumor, until Lofficier quietly posted finished pages and details on his website, with more unpublished art surfacing in French fanzines and fan archives. Fans were awestruck by Ladron's moody, painterly style and the promise of a definitive cosmic epic. Though incomplete, its leaked pages offered a rare, unaltered glimpse into what could have been one of Marvel's most ambitious Silver Surfer tales ever imagined. So, which lost Marvel story should finally be released? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for regular updates.